welcome to another video. So today I'm going to talk about my position as a volunteer at my local hospital. So before we get started, I'm not going to say which hospital because I want to keep that private. But I've been there for over a year now, and since I've been there around that time, I figured I would tell you guys about my experience and my opinions on it. A year ago, pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, I applied with them in their volunteer program in December 2019. When I were trying to find some stuff to do outside of my vision program that had put me in volunteer positions in the past. And we found that because I know I'm into the certain stuff in the medical field, and plus what I've experienced in the past, as well as what I've mentioned to you guys before. The day of the interview, after my appointment was set up for the interview, I was really stressed, and interviews can be stressful for anybody, but for me, this is my first time practicing my interview skills. My mom and I went over the stuff I wanted to say. I typed it all out, and yeah, I talked about my past experiences and what I feel like I can bring to the volunteer program. I felt really nervous, and they also have a dog therapy program. That was my go-to, but I switched to something else because I just switched because I kind of changed my mind on what I wanted to do. I was walking through the lobby. Before one of the volunteers, there's escorters in the main entrance, east and west entrance. But in the main entrance that I always go in, there's volunteers there escorting people to places, and door greeters basically. And I was very stressed, and I was like, "Oh hey Christian, look, a dog," and I didn't look. I saw the dog though. It was another volunteer with the dog. And the guy saw that I was stressed. I didn't see them because they're on my right side, and I'm blind in my right eye. The guy came up to me, and I believe the dog's name was Reuben, if I remember correctly. It was this cream-colored golden retriever. It was not like any other standard golden retriever. This type of breed was white, and like I said, it was like a cream color, like a very white color. It was unique. It had the long fur, it had the long fluffy fur. I started, the dog sat next to me because he sensed that I was stressed. The volunteer with the dog, or the owner, was also talking to us about his dog. This is even cooler. In the volunteer office, they have all the dogs' photos. And this is one of the therapy dogs, by the way. It was not a service dog. And he just sat next to me, and I just started petting him, and he just he was just sitting there so peaceful, and and it really calmed it put my anxiety level down, my stress levels down. And yeah, and one of the volunteers came up to me, and she was like, "Oh, hey, hello, who are you here for?" Yeah, they're very friendly. They always say hi to you. And they're always happy to see you, which is really nice, and it's really appreciated. And they knew I was visually impaired right away because my cane obviously gave it away. So they escorted me back to the volunteer services or office. My twin brother and my mom were with me. They were originally going to stay out in the lobby, and they're like, no, come with us. So they followed us into the volunteer offices. I just went and talked to my supervisor for the interview. I talked about all of my strengths and what I could bring to the table. I put my visual impairment more in the positive side because, like I said before in my job disability disclosure video, you need to put your disability more in a positive so it's not as concerning, but also share your general strengths and work experience. And I've talked about my past work experience and just experiences in general in the medical field, and why it drove me to come to the volunteer program. And guess what? They hired me a year ago. And what do they think of my visual impairment? They thought it was, they're inspired by how I just do everything. They find it really unique. All they really wanted, this goes to where I asked my supervisor this today, hey, what did you think of me when you hired me a year ago with my visual impairment? I was kind of curious. I was interested. And she's like, I never thought negatively about your visual impairment. What we look for really is the person's personality. And she said, you're a very calm, caring, and patient person. You're just very you weren't demanding, you're not very rude or anything. And I'm all those things. I'm a very kind, caring, and just chill person. I'm I'm not demanding. I am not rude at all. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like to be somewhere in the medical field one day, and that's what I'm gonna go to. I want to go somewhere in a job pretty soon here. It also just empowers me to educate everybody and show that disability is not the worst thing that's ever happened. And also, like, I got a little emotional in front of her because of what they gave me the chance to prove myself. Yeah, like, I also told her about my guide dog stuff, and the whole like details around it and the behind it, and she thought it was really cool. She thought it was she's very happy for me, and it makes me feel really good that like they always ask me like to make sure if I need anything and if I want something. And yeah, like they are so sweet and so nice. Like just they're amazing people. Like I'm very grateful that I have them, and I can see what plus my mom wanted me to go into this volunteer program at my local hospital. Oh, and like one more thing, the shift I've done is called Comfort Car, where we go around. I'm with another volunteer, like I'm one of my coworkers. She's sighted, by the way, and we go around the hospital, give out, let's say, like last year was like during the winter it was like coffee, tea, stuff like that to like doctors, nurses, the other volunteers. It wasn't to the patients though, but to this one, it was for like stuff for patients, books, adult or kid books, like if there was any kids anywhere, crossword puzzles, coloring books, like color stuff if like children are bored, or maybe whoever, blankets, hand massagers, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I do. And plus also, like, I'm fine with working with another coworker because like I feel it's more enjoyable for me socially. That's my experience and like how it is in my volunteer program at my local hospital. And I didn't know there was I think a lot of hospitals like would have like some sort of volunteer program. They would do stuff like this for patients and things. My message to people that have disabilities or have mental illness: if you want to work somewhere in the medical field, there is, like, keep going. Like, I am living proof that you can do anything and that you can go into this work world. And it's important to just keep trying. Do not let people say that you can't do it just because of your disability or like your medical problem. Just keep going. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Comment, like, and subscribe, and that'll be it. See you guys in the next video. Bye.